New Thought Society. How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a weary world. Act 1, Scene 1. Elsinore, a platform before the castle. Francisco at his post. Enter to him Bernardo. Bernardo questions, "Who's there?" Francisco replies, "Nay, answer me, stand and unfold yourself." Bernardo responds, "Long live the king." Francisco questions, "Bernardo?" Bernardo replies, "He." Francisco, "You come most carefully upon your hour." Bernardo, "'Tis now struck 12, get thee to bed, Francisco." Francisco responds, "For this relief much thanks, 'tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart." Bernardo questions, "Have you had quiet guard?" Francisco replies, "Not a mouse stirring." Bernardo continues, "Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste." Francisco, "I think I hear them. Stand, ho! Who is there?" Enter Horatio and Marcellus into the scene. Horatio speaks, "Friends to this ground." Marcellus adds, "And liegemen to the Dane." Francisco replies, "Give you good night." Marcellus responds, "Oh, farewell, honest soldier, who hath relieved you?" Francisco responds, "Bernardo hath my place, give you good night." Exit Francisco from the scene. Marcellus continues, "Hola, Bernardo." Bernardo responds, "Say, what, is Horatio there?" Horatio replies, "A piece of him." Bernardo continues, "Welcome, Horatio, welcome, good Marcellus." Marcellus questions, "What, has this thing appeared again tonight?" Bernardo replies, "I have seen nothing." Marcellus continues, "Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight, twice seen of us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it." Horatio responds, "Tush, tush, 'twill not appear." Bernardo speaks, "Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears, that are so fortified against our story, what we have 2 nights seen." Horatio replies, "Well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this." Bernardo continues, "Last night of all, when yond same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating 1. Enter Ghost into the scene. Marcellus speaks, "Peace, break thee off, look, where it comes again." Bernardo continues, "In the same figure, like the king that's dead." Marcellus replies, "Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio." Bernardo continues, "Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio." Horatio speaks, "Most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder." Bernardo, "It would be spoke to." Marcellus, "Question it, Horatio." Horatio continues, "What art thou that usurped this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form, in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee, speak. Marcellus adds, it is offended. Bernardo, see, it stalks away. Horatio continues, stay, speak, speak, I charge thee, speak. Exit goes from the scene. Marcellus, 'tis gone and will not answer. Bernardo, how now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you want? Horatio replies, before my God, I might not believe without the sensible introvouch of mine own eyes. Marcellus questions, is it not like the king? Marcellus continues, as thou art to thyself, such was the very armor he had on when he the ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once, when, in an angry parle, he smote the sledded poleaxe on the ice. 'Tis strange. Marcellus responds, thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour, with martial stalk hath he gone by our watch. Horatio, in what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. Marcellus continues, good now, sit down and tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon, and foreign mart for implements of war, why such impress of shipwrights, whose sore task does not divide the Sunday from the week, what might be toward, that this sweaty haste doth make the night joint laborer with the day. Who is't that can inform me? Horatio continues, that can I, at least the whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by a most emulate pride, dare to the combat in which our valiant Hamlet, for so this side of our known world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who, by a sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those his lands which he stood seized of to the conqueror, against the which a moiety competent was gauged by our king, which had returned to the inheritance of Fortinbras, had he been vanquisher, as by the same covenant and carriage of the article designed, his fell to Hamlet. Now, sir, young Fortinbras, of unimproved metal hot and full, hath in the skirts of Norway here and there sharked up a list of lawless resolutes for food and diet to some enterprise that hath a stomach in't, which is no other, as it doth well appear unto our state, but to recover of us by strong hand in terms compulsatory those aforesaid lands, so by his father lost, and this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of this post haste and roamage in the land. Bernardo replies, I think it be no other but e'en so. Well may it sort that this portentous figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king, that was and is the question of these wars. Horatio continues, a mote it is to trouble the mind's eye in the most high and palmy state of Rome. A little ere the mightiest Julius fell, the graves stood tenantless, and the sheeted dead did squeak the gibber in the Roman streets, as stars with trains of fire and dews of blood disasters in the sun and the moist star, upon whose influence Neptune's empire stands, was sick almost to doomsday with eclipse, and even the like precurse of fierce events, as harbingers preceding still the fates, and prologue to the omen coming on, have heaven and earth together demonstrated unto our climatures and countrymen. Re-enter Ghost into the scene. Horatio continues, "But soft, behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion, if thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which, happily, foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak. Or if thou hast uphoarded in thy life extorted treasure in the womb of earth, for which, they say, you spirits oft walk in death, speak of it, stay and speak." The cock crows. "Stop it, Marcellus." Marcellus questions, "Shall I strike at it with my partisan?" Horatio replies, "Do, if it will not stand." Bernardo adds, "'Tis here." Horatio speaks, "'Tis here." Marcellus speaks, "'Tis gone." Exit Ghost from the scene. Marcellus continues, "We do it wrong, being so majestical to offer it the show of violence, for it is, as the air, invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery." Bernardo replies, "It was about to speak when the cock crew." Horatio continues, "And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock, that is the trumpet to the morn, doth with his lofty and shrill-sounding throat awake the god of day, and at his warning, whether in sea or fire, in earth or air, the extravagant and erring spirit hies to his confine, and of the truth herein this present object made probation." Marcellus replies, "It faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever 'gainst that season comes wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated. The bird of dawning singeth all night long, and then, they say, no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights are wholesome, then no planet strike. No fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and so gracious is the time." Horatio replies, "So have I heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn, in russet mantle clad, walks over the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For, upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it, as needful in our loves, fitting for duty?" Marcellus responds, "Let's do't, I pray, and I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently." Exeunt all from the scene. End of Scene 1. Act 1, Scene 2. A room of state in the castle. Flourish. Enter the king, queen, Hamlet, Polonius, Laertes, Voltimand, Cornelius, lords, and attendants into the scene. The king speaks. "Though yet of Hamlet our dear brother's death the memory be green, and that it is us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife, nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our things. Now follows that you know, young Fortinbras, holding a weak supposal of our worth, or thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjoint and out of frame. Colleagued with this dream of his advantage, he hath not failed to pester us with message, imparting the surrender of those lands lost by his father, with all bonds of law, to our most valiant brother. So much for him. Now for ourself, and for this time of meeting, thus much the business is, we have here writ to Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras, who, impotent and bedrid, scarcely hears of this his nephew's purpose, to suppress his further gait herein, in that the levies, the lists, and full proportions are all made out of his subject, and we here dispatch you, good Cornelius, and you, Voltimand, forbearers of this greeting to old Norway, giving to you no further personal power to business with the king more than the scope of these delated articles allow. Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty. Cornelius and Voltimand reply, in that in all things we show our duty. The king continues, we doubt it nothing, heartily farewell. Exeunt Voltimand and Cornelius from the scene. The king continues, and now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is't, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane, and lose your voice. What wouldst thou beg, Laertes? That shall not be my offer, not thy asking. The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth, than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes? Laertes replies, my dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly, I came to Denmark, to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that, duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon. The king responds, have you your father's leave? What says Polonius? Polonius replies, he hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave, by laborsome petition, and at last upon his will I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go. The king replies, take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. But now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son. Hamlet responds aside, a little more than kin, and less than kind. The king questions, how is it that the clouds still hang on you? Hamlet replies, not so, my lord, I am too much the sun. The queen speaks, good Hamlet, Cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity. Hamlet replies, Aye, maiden, it is common. The Queen continues, If it be, why seems it so particular with thee? Hamlet responds, Seems, madam, nay, it is. I know not, seems, 'tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected haviour of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief, that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have that within which passes show, these but the trappings of the suits of woe. The King replies, 'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father, but you must know your father lost a father, that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term, to do obsequious sorrow, but to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief, it shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. For what we know must be, and is as common as any the most vulgar thing of sense. Why should we in our peevish opposition take it to heart? Fie, 'tis a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reason most absurd, whose common theme is death of fathers, and who still hath cried, from the first course till he that died today. This must be so, we pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart toward you. For your intent is going back to school in Wittenberg. It is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son. The Queen adds, Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us, go not to Wittenberg. Hamlet replies, I shall in all my best obey you, madam. The King continues, Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark, madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no jocund health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannon to the clouds should tell, and the king's rouse the heavens shall bruit again. Re-speaking earthly thunder, come away. Flourish, exeunt all but Hamlet from the scene. Hamlet speaks. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his Canaan against self-slaughter. O God, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on't, ah fie, 'tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely, that it should come to this, but 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2, so excellent a king, that was to this Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember, why she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown, by what it fed on, and yet within a month. Let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month, or ere those shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears, why she, even she, O God, a beast that wants discourse of reason, would have mourned longer, married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules, within a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing of her galled eyes, she married. O most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets! It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue. Enter Horatio, Marcellus, and Bernardo into the scene. Horatio speaks. Hail to your lordship! Hamlet replies, I am glad to see you well, Horatio, or I do forget myself. Horatio responds, The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever. Hamlet continues, Sir, my good friend, I'll change that name with you. And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio, Marcellus? Marcellus replies in question, My good lord. Hamlet continues, I am very glad to see you. Hamlet to Bernardo, Good even, sir, but what, in faith, make you from Wittenberg? Horatio replies, A truant disposition, good my lord. Hamlet continues, I would not hear your enemy say so, nor shall you do my ear that violence, to make it truster of your own report against yourself. I know you are no truant, but what is your affair in Elsinore will teach you to drink deep ere you depart. Horatio responds, My lord, I came to see your father's funeral. Hamlet responds, I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding. Horatio replies, Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon. Hamlet continues, Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats, did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio, my father, methinks I see my father. Horatio questions, O where, my lord? Hamlet replies, In my mind's eye, Horatio. Horatio responds, I saw him once, he was a goodly king. Hamlet continues, He was a man, take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again. Horatio replies, My lord, I think I saw him yesternight. Hamlet questions, Saw? Who? Horatio replies, My lord, the king, your father. Hamlet exclaims, The king, my father? Horatio continues, Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear, till I may deliver, upon the witness of these gentlemen, this marvel to you. Hamlet speaks, For God's love, let me hear. Horatio continues, 2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, in the dead vast and middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure like your father, armed at point exactly, cap a pie, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slowly and stately by them. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes within his truncheon's length, whilst they, distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear, stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me in dreadful secrecy impart they did, and I with them the third night kept the watch, where, as they had delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like. Hamlet questions, but where was this? Marcellus responds, my lord, upon the platform where we watched. Hamlet questions, did you not speak to it? Horatio responds, my lord, I did, but answer made it none. Yet once methought it lifted up its head, and did address itself to motion, like as it would speak. But even then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away, and vanished from our sight. Hamlet replies, 'Tis very strange. Horatio continues, as I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it. Hamlet responds, indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight? Marcellus and Bernardo reply, we do, my lord. Hamlet questions, armed, say you? Marcellus and Bernardo reply, armed, my lord. Hamlet questions, from top to toe? Marcellus and Bernardo reply, my lord, from head to foot. Hamlet questions, then saw you not his face? Horatio replies, oh yes, my lord, he wore his beaver up. Hamlet questions, what looked he frowningly? Horatio replies, a countenance more in sorrow than in anger. Hamlet questions, pale or red? Horatio continues, nay, very pale. Hamlet questions, and fixed his eyes upon you? Horatio responds, most constantly. Hamlet continues, I would I had been there. Horatio replies, it would have much amazed you. Hamlet questions, very like. Stayed it long? Horatio replies, while one with moderate haste might tell 100. Marcellus and Bernardo reply, longer. Horatio continues, not when I saw it. Hamlet questions, his beard was grizzled, no? Horatio replies, it was, as I have seen it in his life, a sable silvered. Hamlet replies, I will watch tonight, perchance 'twill walk again. Horatio speaks, I warrant it will. Hamlet continues, if it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if ye have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still, and whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves, so fare you well. Upon the platform, 'twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you. All respond to Hamlet, our duty to your honor. Hamlet replies, your loves as mine to you, farewell. Exeunt all but Hamlet from the scene. Hamlet continues, my father's spirit in arms, all is not well. I doubt some foul play would have night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul, foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes. Exit Hamlet from the scene. End of Scene 2. Act 1, Scene 3. A room in Polonius's house. Enter Laertes and Ophelia into the scene. Laertes speaks. My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit, and convoy is assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you. Ophelia questions. Do you doubt that? Laertes replies. For Hamlet, in the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion, and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume in suppliance of a minute, no more. Ophelia questions. No more, but so. Laertes replies, think it no more, for nature crescent does not grow alone, enthuse in bulk, but as this temple waxes, the inward service of the mind and soul grows wide withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor cottle doth besmirch the virtue of his will, but you must fear his greatness weighed, his will is not his own. For he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of his whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body, whereof he is the head. Then if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his songs, or your chest treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection. Out of the shot and danger of desire, the chariest maid is prodigal enough, if she unmasked her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself scapes not calumnious strokes. The canker galls the infants of the spring, too oft before their buttons be disclosed, and in the morn and liquid dew of youth, contagious blastments are most imminent. Be wary then, best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near. Ophelia replies, I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed. Laertes replies, Oh, fear me not, I stay too long, but here my father comes. Enter Polonius into the scene. Laertes continues, A double blessing is a double grace, occasion smiles upon a second leave. Polonius speaks, Yet here, Laertes, aboard, aboard, for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There my blessings with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Look, thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear't, that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy. For the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season, this in thee. Laertes replies, Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord. Polonius continues, The time invites you. Go, your servants tend. Laertes responds, Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you. Ophelia responds, 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Laertes, farewell. Exit Laertes from the scene. Polonius questions, What is't, Ophelia, he hath said to you? Ophelia responds, So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet. Polonius continues, Marry, well bethought, 'tis told me, he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have your audience been most free and bounteous. If it be so, as so 'tis put on me, and that in way of caution I must tell you. You do not understand yourself so clearly as it behooves my daughter and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth. Ophelia replies, He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me. Polonius responds, Affection, pooh, you speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them? Ophelia replies, I do not know, my lord, what I should think. Polonius continues, Marry, I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you have ta'en these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, you'll tender me a fool. Ophelia replies, My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion. Polonius responds, fashion you may call it. Go to, go to. Ophelia continues, and hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven. Polonius replies, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul tends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time be something scanter of your maiden presence, set your entreatments at a higher rate, than a command to parley. For Lord Hamlet believes so much in him that he is young, and with a larger tether may he walk than may be given you. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments show, but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds. the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure, as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to't, I charge you, come your ways. Ophelia replies, I shall obey, my lord. Exeunt all from the scene. End of Scene 3. Act 1, Scene 4. The platform. Enter Hamlet, Horatio, and Marcellus into the scene. Hamlet speaks. The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. Horatio replies, It is a nipping and an eager air. Hamlet questions, What hour now? Horatio responds, I think it lacks of 12. Marcellus responds, No, it is struck. Horatio, Indeed, I heard it not. It then draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. A flourish of trumpets and ordnance shot off within. Horatio continues, What does this mean, my lord? Hamlet replies, The king doth wake tonight, and takes his rouse, keeps wassail, and the swaggering upspring reels, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge. Horatio questions, Is it a custom? Hamlet replies, Marry, is't, but to my mind, though I am native here, and to the manor born, it is a custom, more honored in the breach than the observance. This heavy-headed revel east and west makes us traduced and taxed of other nations. They clepe us drunkards, and with swinish phrase soil our addition. And indeed it takes from our achievements, though performed at height, the pith and marrow of our attribute. So oft it chances in particular men that for some vicious mole of nature in them, as in their birth, wherein they are not guilty, since nature cannot choose his origin, by the o'ergrowth of some complexion, oft breaking down the pales and forts of reason, or by some habit that too much o'erleavens the form of plausive manners, that these men, carrying, I say, the stamp of one defect, being nature's livery or fortune's star, their virtues else, be they as pure as grace, as infinite as man may undergo, shall in the general censure take corruption from that particular fault. The dram of eel doth all the noble substance of a doubt to his own scandal. Enter Ghost into the scene. Horatio exclaims, Look, my lord, it comes. Hamlet replies, Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned, bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones, hearsed in death, have burst their cerements, why the sepulchre, wherein we saw thee quietly inurned, hath opened his ponderous and marble jaws to cast thee up again. What may this mean, that thou, dead corse, again, in complete steel, revisit'st thus the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous, and we fools of nature so horridly to shake our disposition? With thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls, say, Why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? The ghost beckons Hamlet. Horatio speaks. It beckons you to go with it, as if it's some impartment they desire to you alone. Marcellus adds, look with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it. Horatio replies, no, by no means. Hamlet responds, it will not speak, then I will follow it. Horatio replies, do not, my lord. Hamlet questions, why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life on a pin's fee, and for my soul, what can it do to that? Being a thing immortal as itself, it waves me forth again, I'll follow it. Horatio continues, what if it tempt you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form, which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it. The very place puts toys of desperation, without more motive, into every brain that looks so many fathoms to the sea, and hears it roar beneath. Hamlet responds, it waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee. Marcellus replies, you shall not go, my lord. Hamlet continues, hold off your hands. Horatio replies, be ruled, you shall not go. Hamlet continues, my fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Nemean lion's nerve. Still am I called, unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say, away, go on, I'll follow thee. Exeunt Ghost and Hamlet from the scene. Horatio speaks. He waxes desperate with imagination. Marcellus replies, let's follow, 'tis not fit thus to obey him. Horatio replies, have after, to what issue will this come? Marcellus responds, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Horatio replies, heaven will direct it. Marcellus responds, nay, let's follow him. Exeunt all from the scene. End of Scene 4. Act 1, Scene 5. Another part of the platform. Enter Ghost and Hamlet into the scene. Hamlet speaks. Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further. Ghost replies, mark me. Hamlet responds, I will. Ghost continues, my hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself. Hamlet replies, alas, poor ghost. Ghost continues, pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold. Hamlet replies, speak, I am bound to hear. Ghost continues, so art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear. Hamlet questions, what? Ghost continues, I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast and fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres. thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand and end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, list, oh, list. If thou didst ever thy father love, Hamlet replies, O God. Ghost continues, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder, Hamlet exclaims. Murder! Ghost continues, murder most foul, as in the best it is, but the most foul, strange, and unnatural. Hamlet responds, haste me to note that I, with wings as swift as meditation, where the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge. Ghost continues, I find thee apt, the duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that roots itself in ease on Lethe wharf. Wouldst thou not stir in this, now, Hamlet, here? 'Tis given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown. Hamlet exclaims, O my prophetic soul, my uncle! Ghost continues, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, a wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce, one to his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me, whose love was of that dignity, that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch, whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness court it in a shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will state itself in a celestial bed, and prey on garbage. But, soft, methinks I scent the morning air, brief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebenon in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth posset and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine, and a most instant tetter barked about, most lazar-like, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouseled, disappointment, unanelled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But, howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glow-worm shows the matin to be near, and gins to pale his uneffectual fire. Adieu, 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 remember me. Exit goes from the scene. Hamlet speaks. Oh, all you host of heaven, O earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fie! Hold my heart. And you, my sinews, grow not instant cold, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee, from the table of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all saws of books, all forms, all pressures past, that youth and observation copied there. In thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven, O most pernicious woman, villain, smiling, damned villain. My tables, meet it is I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. Hamlet writing. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word. It is. Adieu. Remember me. I have sworn't. Horatio and Marcellus speak within. My lord. Enter Horatio and Marcellus into the scene. Marcellus exclaims, Lord Hamlet. Horatio exclaims, Heaven, secure him. Hamlet exclaims, So be it. Marcellus exclaims, Io, ho, my lord. Hamlet responds, Hillo, ho, boy, come, bird, come. Marcellus questions, How is't, my noble lord? Horatio questions, What news, my lord? Hamlet replies, Oh, wonderful. Horatio responds, Good, my lord, tell it. Hamlet replies, No, you will reveal it. Horatio continues, Not I, my lord, by heaven. Marcellus adds, Nor I, my lord. Hamlet continues, How say you, then, would heart of man once think it, but you'll be secret? Horatio and Marcellus reply, by heaven, my lord. Hamlet continues, There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an errant knave. Horatio replies, There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this. Hamlet replies, Why, right you are the right, and so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire shall point you, for every man hath business and desire, such as it is, and for my own poor part, look you, I'll go pray. Horatio replies, These are but wild and whirling words, my lord. Hamlet responds, I'm sorry they offend you, heartily. Yes, faith, heartily. Horatio replies, There's no offense, my lord. Hamlet continues, Yes, by Saint Patrick, but there is. Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost, that let me tell you, for your desire to know what is between us, o'ermastered as you may, and now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars and soldiers, give me one poor request. Horatio questions, What is't, my lord? We will. Hamlet replies, Never make known what you have seen tonight. Horatio and Marcellus respond, My lord, we will not. Hamlet continues, Nay, but swear it. Horatio responds, In faith, my lord, not I. Marcellus adds, Nor I, my lord, in faith. Hamlet continues, "Upon my sword." Marcellus replies, "We have sworn, my lord, already." Hamlet continues, "Indeed, upon my sword, indeed." Ghost adds from beneath, "Swear." Hamlet continues, "Ah, ha, boy, sayest thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage, consent to swear." Horatio replies, "Propose the oath, my lord." Hamlet continues, "Never to speak of this that you have seen, swear by my sword." Ghost adds from beneath, "Swear." Hamlet continues, "Hic et ubique. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword." Ghost adds from beneath, "Swear." Hamlet continues, "Well said, old mole. Canst work I the earth so fast? A worthy pioneer. Once more remove, good friends." Horatio exclaims, "Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange." Hamlet continues, "And therefore, as a stranger give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never, so help you mercy. How strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such times seeing me, never shall, with arms encumbered, thus or this head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as, well, well, we know, or we could, and if we could, or if we list to speak, or there be, and if they might, or such ambiguous giving out to note that you know aught of me, this not to do, so grace and mercy at your most need help you, swear." Ghost adds from beneath, "Swear." Hamlet continues, "Rest, rest, perturbed spirit, they swear." "So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you, in what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do, to express his love and friending to you. God willing, shall not lack. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint, oh cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together." Exeunt all from the scene. End of Scene 5 and end of Act 1.